don't even know if Royce caught this line. If so, that may be the one diss on the album that's cause for retaliation.
Go subscribe. Yeah, subscribe.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to Brews and Reviews, the Rise and Fall of Slaughterhouse. You know, I never liked Joe Budden outside of this group, so I'm glad these guys are airing it all out, mostly about him here. And it's surprising to hear that Crook especially was left so much out of the decision making, because he's one of the coldest, really had some of the best verses and flows on those Slaughterhouse projects. Joell has gone on also to arguably make some of the best music out of anybody in the group since they disbanded. And I haven't really been following the drama as it unfolded, but Crook and Joell really lay it all out here, the whole story. This is as good as a tell-all book from all the dirt that we're gonna get from behind the scenes of what really happened to the group. Let's get into it. Vacancy. These guys can tell a story in intricate rhyme form. Joell's verse in particular really lays it all out here, so we understand the dynamics within the group and their feelings towards Budden in particular. Royce is not treated as harshly, as Joell even mentioned he's happy that Nickel got his Grammy nomination for Allegory. Although Royce felt some kind of way because he did make comments about this album, and he actually said that Joell and Crook didn't go hard enough. He said if they're gonna go after him and Budden, then maybe they should have gone even harder. I can't really agree with that, because I think they went pretty hard. They treated both dudes harshly, but more importantly, they're telling the real story. So Royce just got in his feelings about it, and he had to say something because he knew that this was a good project. Joell in his verse also airs out Paul Rosenberg and Eminem as somewhat contributing to the downfall of the group, but he reveals that it was Budden dissing him that was the final blow to being signed to Shady. Joell says, Royce said he ain't doing a three-man without Joe, but Joe said he retired, so how the hell this supposed to go? I look in the eyes of Crooked Eye, said one last time, he said let's go. And reportedly Lupe Fiasco offered to replace Joe Budden, and to me that's a missed opportunity. That would have been an improvement on the group. How great would have that have been to hear one of the great lyricists of our time flowing with these other great lyricists. Later on in this track, Crook mentions that he and Joell are on their purple tape shit, making them the Ghost and Ray of this group. And damn, one track in, they really packed in a whole biography. I can't believe that there's more to the story that they're gonna tell on these other tracks. Ain't Nobody Mad, nice beat by DJ Silk. DJ Silk's claim to fame is J.O. Felonies, What You Gonna Do? Haven't thought about that song in a long time, but he's done a lot of other beats, including for Dre and some stuff with Slaughterhouse in the past. And we got some sharp keys that are a little reminiscent of Jizz's Liquid Swords. Nice flow from Crook, and his mastery of words proves the way he fit in this group. And he concludes this track saying he's ready to burn it all down. Backstage. I like that we get a backstory. It ain't all about the aftermath and the downfall, but some of the good times too. So I like that these guys are reminiscing on those good times. Joell says, before Royce and Crook was sober, man, the shit was ill. We sippin' to kill, give groupie bitches the dick and chill. Joe ain't drink, but he partied on them prescription pills. The one video depicted how we was living for real. And after thinking deeper about this, maybe that's why Royce isn't trying too hard to be part of the group. He's sober now, and maybe being with these guys would trigger some kind of relapse or make him think of that time before. He probably likes being a solo artist where he's more in control of his environment. So I know he's not going to come out and say all of that, but that may be what's really going on with him not being a part of this group. Crook gets all biblical throughout his verse, referencing different stories of betrayal from the Bible. And this made me realize how much backstabbing there is in the Bible. A drama fit for Netflix for sure. Fukglasshouse. Glasshouse, of course, was the title of their long-rumored second studio album that never came to be. Crook explains how he tried the hardest to make it happen, calling Slim and Paul at the label and Royce. Joell comes with all kinds of wordplay on his verse. Now think about the context on these lines, because people do say that Royce rides for M a little too hard, and Joell says, "It's ill how you claim you kill but you run mouth. I still be in the field with gloves, you in clubhouse." So I don't even know if Royce caught this line. If so, that may be the one diss on the album that's cause for retaliation, because it could be a subliminal saying that Royce is in the house with him while Joell's in the field. Brothers Keeper 2, the sequel to one of their dopest tracks from their original mixtape. This one right here, yeah, I got it on CD along with Welcome to Our House. Similar sounding beat to the original too. And if no other good came out of Slaughterhouse, the bond between Joell and Crook may be its greatest legacy as they express their loyalty to each other. And I hope to hear that bond shine from their collabs for many years, maybe under better circumstances than this story in particular. Almighty, looking at the lyrics on Genius, I gotta wonder what some of these Genius editors are thinking in Joell's first lines when he clearly says false ideologies. The annotated version says false ID allergies. What the hell? Why would he be talking about allergies? Crook, after some extended Star Trek metaphors, pays homage to Blastmaster Chris, aka KRS-One, with his last lines talking about my philosophy and doing the dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-day classic. KRS-One used to be good, y'all. Coastin. One thing I thought was odd about Welcome to Our House was how they had a few pop-leaning songs. Of course, it was a major label, and I knew they were trying to make these rappers that are strictly about bars and wordplay pop off, but still, it went against the whole underground aesthetic that these four talented rappers came with. And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I think Royce has kept that style ever since. Budden always had that style, so maybe it was his influence on the group as well. But this track, given the chorus by Traxx Sanders, is a little reminiscent of that, a little too pop in some ways, but the rhymes are still thorough. Joell's verse references a conversation with Royce when he was talking about leaving Shady. He says, "What happened to let's separate from Shady and go independent crazy? That's definite, no maybes. Got that release in black and white. I thought that Slaughter had new life, but it was Brenda's got a baby." He's referencing the Pac song about the mom who dumped her baby in the trash, which draws a parallel to the status of Slaughterhouse. He goes on to reference Royce being fake on his socials, and this may be the one that really got Nickel 9 mad. Crook goes on to reveal that he was so tight with Nickel, he wrote diss tracks towards Lupe for dissing Royce, and Crook confesses he was the one actually who murdered the group. Look Mama, nice upbeat mama song. I counted down the top 10 mama songs when I first started this channel. Most were from the 90s and early 2000s. You don't hear much of that anymore, but this is going on the list from now on. Sorry, I like how many different angles they decided to come at this story, and that comes from thinking on it a lot. This song concept is an apology to fans and other people that were adjacent to the group. They know Joe and Royce aren't going to say it, so they are here to apologize. Crook says, just giving a moment to fans who wanted that autograph merch, but it'll never have every member's signature on it. I'm so sorry. Little problems get real intricate. Managers meet over real simple shit. Nobody working on Glasshouse, but to save face, we telling the fans just Blaze is still mixing it. Justice League and El Mine was in the kitchen. Cardiac and Khalil saw the vision. Who am I missing? Q-Tip was with us. To everybody who didn't get paid because we didn't finish the mission, I'm so sorry. And I'm gonna drink to this track. I am sipping on a Bohemia from Mexico. Not one of the most popular Mexican beers, and this actually has a lot of German influence from the Germans that came to Mexico. A great collaboration, and I'm really enjoying this beer. It's a 4.7% Pilsner, very refreshing, just in time for spring to hit, and great to listen to this Slaughterhouse album. Let's get back to it. This might be the first expose about the inner workings of a group on every single track and beef within the group since Dr. Dre's The Chronic exposed Easy and NWA. The lyrics and concepts are incredibly executed by two MCs that are still just as sharp today as they were 9 years ago when Slaughterhouse dropped their last project. Really, I've always been a fan of Royce, but Crook was the one who stood out to me the most on group projects, and Joell, like I said earlier, has arguably made the best music of the four ever since. This was a necessary album, and it doesn't come off as whiny like Royce suggested. It's not whiny at all. It's telling the truth about what was really happening. So I'm gonna give this an 8 out of a 12 pack. Thank you for watching my review of King Crooked and Joell Ortiz, The Rise and Fall of Slaughterhouse. If you like this, go ahead and hit like now and hit me up in the comments. If you didn't like it, also let me know why in the comments. I drop hip-hop and hops related content consistently, so subscribe to my channel now. And until I see you next time, keep buzzing.
Man says subscribe. But if he's on his channel saying that somebody's album is better than mine, unsubscribe to him.
No, your album's the best, man.
There you go. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe.